coming back. He's coming back. Here he comes. Here he comes. He's keen. Yeah, there he is. Yeehaw. How good is that? Seriously. Ah, little fella. Little fella. Not sure if you can see there yet. Have a look in a sec. Oh, don't do that. Is that all? Feisty today. He's not even hooked in the main hook, see? He's hooked on that stinger. So that's a bass mean jig head with a stinger running out the back of it. There he is, little fella. Alright, there's our fish, and there's our jig head with a stinger hanging off. Plastic's a bit mangled there. Alright, so we'll hit the shed now, and I'll show you how I'll rig up these stingers. See you there. Yeah, g'day folks, and welcome to the shed here. Like I said, I'm going to show you how to rig up the stingers, or how I rig up my stingers anyway, for golden perch when I'm fishing grubs in the trees. There's the little Bassman jig head there, and over here I've got a lure upgrade kit that I picked up from a local tackle well down there in Wagga. Absolute steal, these kits. If you added up all the bits and pieces on their own, it'll cost you double what you pay for them. Keep an eye out for those. What have we got here today? I've got the Shinto in the size 12 medium gauge treble. These things are sticky sharp, nice and small, but still with the medium gauge they're strong enough not to open up when you're pulling those fish out of the sticks. What else have I got? Just a bit of 15-pound braid, which is what I'm going to use to link my treble onto my Bassman jig head, or any jig head, doesn't matter what it is, whatever you prefer. So we'll get into that and show you how to do it. Alrighty, what do we got? Yeah, bits and pieces, like I said, a bit of braid, one jig head, one size 12 medium gauge Shinto, braid scissors, a 4-inch nail. I'll show you what I use that for in a minute, which is actually for tensioning things together. So you don't have to use pliers because you've only got your treble to hang on to and the braid. So we're just going to tie our treble there onto our bit of braid. You can use whatever knot you like, I suppose, but this one I find's good enough for me. Lube him up, pull him down. This is where your 4-inch nail comes in handy. That ain't going nowhere. Alright, so he's tied on. We'll just pinch that tag off there. Alright. cut him about there. Righto, so now we've just got to attach our stinger to our jig head. The way I do it, foolproof every time for the start, is just to double the line over, squeeze it to a point, slip it through there, which is through the eye of the jig head. Open him up, just drop that through, both bits through there, and you see how that just hitches over there nicely. Alright, now I want to work out what length that sting is going to hang out the back, which I guess we will. We may as well do it with what we're actually going to use. I've usually got another grub kicking around that I use to measure it up, because these things are sticky and all the rest of it. But anyway, trim him off. Give you a full demo, I suppose, of what it's going to be like. Pin him through there, nice and straight. Bring him out in the centre. Snug him up, that's how he's going to sit. And that's pretty much where it wants to be. So when that tail extends out, it's going to be right in line with the end of the tail with the end of the hook, pretty much. As a bit of a rule, I like to have that eyelet there sitting just behind that tail, so I'm actually going to pull that up just a little bit, because although you want it to hang out the back when it's being retrieved up through the water, you don't want it flapping in the breeze too far. So we'll just take a little bit more there. Alright, so that's going to be right there. Alright, now we're just going to do a few more hitches back through that head. So back through the eye, through the hole you've just made, back through the hole, back through the eye of the jig head, bit of spit on it to stop it from furring out on you, back through that hole you just made. Alright, that's two more. Through there, through the hole. Just keep pulling him up every time you pass him through the jig head, through the hole. You want to do that about 4 or 5 times, I suppose. It ain't going nowhere, I can guarantee you that. Alright, so there's that. We'll put that back onto there. You'll open up that hook or break something before those hitches come undone. So we can just trim that tag off. And what I do when I fish these like this, alright, because you see that's going to swing around a fair bit, especially when you start tapping, it's sort of swinging in the breeze a fair bit. So I've got a bit of length there. I actually wrap that, just one wrap around the bend of that hook. Look at that. That's going to sit there just like that, and the hook's hanging right there with it. So there you have it. One jig head, the grub and a stinger. He's still good for another fish. Just lip that bit there around the bend of your hook. You can see that stinger there, which is a bit mangled now, but you get the picture. It lets it hang right there with the tail. Another quick tip for you, for any of you guys using the motorguide XI5s with the remote. Bit of an issue I had with mine, and I think it's probably going to be for a few other blokes, is a little bit of plastic at the back here, which usually, you know, you attach your lanyard onto, breaks off. I re-glued mine on there at one stage, and it didn't take long, it snapped again. So a little job I've done on it there is just to use just a cable tie, because the remote's tapered. Just do it up nice and tight around there. And you just attach your lanyard onto that. Easy done, easy fix, cheap as. Love a bit of a closer look, eh? Righto, so we'll just cut this one off so that we can show you. Start to finish. One cable tie, one motor guide remote, one lanyard with your clip on it. And because we're starting from the start, we can just slip that onto there. Look at this, all too easy. Slip him down to there. It just covers up those saved trails there on the second line. You've still got the 1 through 4. I'm lucky to use one at a time anyway, so it don't really worry me too much. But yeah, pull him down nice and tight. You don't going anywhere. Cut that tag off as tight as you can. That'll still slide around there. Job's done. Good to go. Clip that onto your jacket or onto your shorts, whatever you're doing. You're back in the game. Got him. Yeah, you beauty. How's that? Uh-oh. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. And he's gone. I lost that one to the timber. Anyway, it happens. See, it's all slimed up there. Well, how about that, eh? Get out there and try those stingers. It might just help you to connect to a few more fish. Keep an eye out. The next episode we're going to run through leaders, lines, and the different rods we're using out there to catch those yellows that day. So we'll see you on that one. Thanks for watching again. Cheers.